Imagine waking up to find your country changing before your eyes. Your language slowly becoming one of many, your traditions feeling foreign in your own land, and your government, you feel, doing little to stop it. That's the fear sweeping across large parts of Poland today, and it's fueling one of the largest waves of anti-immigration protests in recent European history. But is this really just about borders and laws? Or is there something deeper going on here? In recent weeks, the streets of Poland have been filled with chants, banners, and a growing chorus of resistance. Tens of thousands have joined anti-immigration marches across dozens of cities, led largely by the far-right Confederation party, known locally as Konfederacja. This movement isn't new, but its scale, visibility, and emotional intensity have never been greater. It reflects more than just dissatisfaction with current policies. It's a flashpoint in a broader culture war, one that's sweeping across all of Europe. So what exactly is driving this unrest? At the heart of it is the belief among many protesters that Poland is under siege, not from armed invaders, but from mass immigration. A central claim being voiced at these rallies is that Poland is becoming defenseless against what they call a growing wave of uncontrolled immigration. Many fear that without drastic action, Poland could face the same demographic and social transformations seen in places like France, Sweden, and Germany, nations often cited by Polish nationalists as cautionary tales. And there's a hard political edge to this. Protesters are demanding a complete shutdown of what they describe as mass, uncontrolled immigration. Their language is stark, their vision is uncompromising, and their tone is increasingly urgent. But why now? One key factor is the sheer scale of immigration Poland has experienced in recent years. Despite being long seen as one of Europe's most ethnically and culturally homogeneous countries, Poland has recently become one of the leading issuers of residence permits to non-EU nationals within the entire European Union. This includes workers from Asia, the Middle East, and Africa, people seeking better lives, but who, in the eyes of many protesters, represent a threat to Polish identity. The figures don't lie. According to EU statistics, Poland now issues more first residence permits than almost any other EU country, and many of those permits go to people from countries far outside of Europe. For a country still grappling with its place between East and West, tradition and progress, national identity and globalization, these demographic changes feel, for some, like a loss of control. But immigration isn't just coming through official channels. There's also the ongoing border crisis with Belarus, which has stoked enormous tensions. Since 2021, Poland has accused Belarus of intentionally funneling thousands of migrants, mostly from the Middle East and North Africa, toward the Polish border, in what many see as a form of hybrid warfare. The Polish government, in response, built border fences, deployed troops, and declared a state of emergency. But these measures haven't been enough to quiet public anger. Add to that the recent return of migrants from Germany, a result of Berlin reintroducing border checks in 2023, and many Poles feel like they're being unfairly burdened by a European system that isn't working. Germany sends them back, Belarus pushes them forward, and the Polish people feel caught in the middle. Resentment is growing, not just toward migrants, but toward Poland's own political establishment, which protesters claim has failed to act decisively. And it's not just this government taking the heat. The anger is bipartisan. Protesters say both the current administration and its predecessors have been passive, inconsistent, and out of touch with the cultural anxiety growing among everyday citizens. Even after the introduction of stricter controls with Germany and Lithuania, and a controversial move to block asylum claims from those entering via Belarus, the Confederation Party insists these are half measures at best. To their base, these are symbolic actions, too late, too soft, and not bold enough to stop what they see as a wave of cultural erosion. But this movement isn't just political, it's deeply emotional. It taps into a growing sense of unease that many in Poland and across Europe are feeling. There's fear of rising crime, of economic displacement, of losing what makes Poland, Poland. There's anger. One particularly charged theme within the protests is the fear of what some call the Islamization of Europe. Though Poland has a very small Muslim population, some demonstrators claim that unchecked migration could lead to the kind of social and cultural friction they see in cities like Paris, Malmö, or Brussels. Anti-Islamic slogans and rhetoric, while not universal, are becoming more common at these marches. They're part of a broader narrative that sees Islam not just as a religion, but as a civilizational force that could transform the very fabric of European and Polish life. This is where the debate turns volatile, because for every voice calling for closed borders, there's another calling out what they see as rising xenophobia and dangerous nationalism. Counter-demonstrations have appeared across the country, led by groups who believe Poland's values of solidarity, human rights, and compassion are being drowned out by hate and fear. These protests are becoming more confrontational, physically and ideologically, and they reflect the profound polarization that now defines much of Poland's public discourse. At the political level, the Confederation Party is capitalizing on this moment. Known for its anti-establishment, anti-EU, and fiercely nationalist stance, it has been gaining traction, especially among younger voters, disillusioned with mainstream parties. Their message is simple but potent. Protect the homeland, defend our values, say no to globalism. For many, it resonates. For others, it's a worrying sign of democratic backsliding. What we're witnessing in Poland is not an isolated event. It's part of a larger European pattern. In France, the far-right national rally is polling higher than ever. In Italy, Giorgia Meloni's Brothers of Italy has already taken power. Across Scandinavia and Central Europe, anti-immigration rhetoric is becoming mainstream. And now, Poland stands at a crossroads. Will it double down on nationalism, or find a new way to navigate the complexities of a globalized world? That decision will shape the future of not just immigration policy, but the country's identity itself. Will Poland remain a bastion of tradition, deeply skeptical of multiculturalism, or will it open its doors more widely and try to build a new kind of society, one that blends history with diversity? As always, the answer isn't simple. But one thing is clear: the debate is only heating up. If you found this video informative, thought-provoking, or if you just appreciate in-depth coverage of complex global issues, consider joining our channel membership. Your support helps us dig deeper, report fearlessly, and keep creating long-form content that goes beyond the headlines. Hit that join button below and you'll get exclusive updates and bonus content too. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments, where do you think Poland is heading? Is this a rightful stand for sovereignty or a slide into extremism? Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.